Welcome to the Brain Alpha. Today, we're diving into an explainer that's literally going to reshape how you look at your physical space and, more importantly, your mental energy. We're talking about the absolute game changer that is minimalism, and how aggressively cutting down the clutter is the secret cheat code for unlocking serious productivity, success, and just, well, happiness.
Here's the quick rundown of what we're tackling today. We'll start with the Consumerism Trap, hit the top 5 benefits of letting go, lay down the absolute rules for purging your stuff, talk about digitizing your past, and finally, shifting your focus to the future. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, the Consumerism Trap. So, let's talk about the trap that almost everyone falls right into without even realizing it. We've all been sold this idea that buying more stuff is going to make us happy, right? So we get stressed, we buy things to relieve that stress, and then, well, to afford all that new stuff, we have to work way more hours. More work equals less free time, which brings on even more stress. It is a completely toxic loop. But a minimalist reality flips the whole script. When you choose to need less, your running costs absolutely plummet. You're no longer stuck in that endless grind just to pay for a mountain of stuff you barely use. And hey, let's quickly redefine what we mean here. When you hear the word minimalist, you probably picture some cold, sterile studio apartment in New York or LA with literally one folding chair in the middle of the room. But nah, that's not it at all. It simply means aggressively prioritizing what you actually care about. It's just stripping away all that excess noise, so the things you truly love get to take center stage.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 5 benefits of letting go. So what really happens when you finally break that loop and start tossing things out? You unlock 5 massive, absolute life-changing benefits. First off, you literally buy back your own free time. Think about it for a second. Every single item you own demands a piece of your time. You got to buy it, clean it, organize it, maintain it. Less inventory equals more hours in your day. And honestly, that's just scratching the surface.
Now, this analogy right here is absolutely spot on. Physical clutter is exactly like leaving unused background apps open in your brain. You know when your smartphone starts acting super sluggish because you left like 50 apps running? Your brain does the exact same thing. If your room is packed with messy shelves, piles of unread books, and random knickknacks, your brain is subconsciously processing all of that visual noise. It's silently draining your mental RAM and completely tanking your productivity without you even noticing.
This is exactly why highly successful people actively limit their choices. Think about legends like Steve Jobs with his iconic black turtlenecks, Mark Zuckerberg's gray t-shirts, or Barack Obama keeping it strictly to blue or gray suits. They do this on purpose to beat decision fatigue. They're saving their mental bandwidth for the decisions that actually move the needle. It makes total sense, right? It's the exact same reason you can crush a ton of work at a clean, minimalist coffee shop but can't focus for 5 minutes in a messy bedroom. Less visual input guarantees higher output. But man, it is tough out there right now. We're living in this wild era where social media algorithms are basically weaponized desire machines. They are flawlessly designed to make you crave stuff you literally didn't even know existed 5 seconds ago. So how do we actually stop impulsively blowing our cash on junk we don't need?
Before you hit that buy button, you have to hit yourself with this ultimate filter question. Am I going to use this every single day? Or, at the very least, on a super regular basis? If the answer is no, stop right there. Do not buy it. It sounds almost too easy, but this one little mental hack can easily keep an extra 10 grand a year in your pocket. You've got to stop buying things for some fantasy version of yourself and start buying for your actual, everyday reality.
And the payoff isn't just financial. It totally shifts how you feel. A super fascinating study out of the University of Virginia proved that carrying around physical weight literally makes your mind feel heavier and way more negative. They had people wear these heavy backpacks and then asked them to guess how steep a hill was. The folks with the loaded backpacks thought the hill was way steeper than it actually was. The takeaway here is huge. Less physical clutter translates directly to a lighter mindset and way more energy to actually take action.
All right, Section 3, the rules of purging. Let's get tactical.
Pay super close attention to the very first rule here. Do not buy storage boxes. I mean it. Going to the store to buy a bunch of plastic bins doesn't solve the problem, it just hides it. You're not organizing, you're just playing a giant game of Tetris with your stuff. To win this, you have to actively reduce the sheer volume of stuff you own. So, toss the duplicates and be totally ruthless about throwing out anything you haven't touched in a full calendar year. Let's get really specific for a second. Walk into your space today and hunt down these exact things.
Those 15 extra pens jammed in the kitchen drawer? Gone. That massive stockpile of bulk shampoo you grabbed on a crazy sale? Cleared out. And yeah, that ultra-specialized waffle maker you fired up exactly once 3 years ago? Toss it. Now, the only real exception to that one-year rule is heavy winter gear. Look, if you're dealing with those brutal Midwest or Alaskan winters, for sure keep your heavy coats. But for everything else, if 365 days have gone by and you haven't used it, it's out.
Which brings us to Section 4, digitizing your past.
Okay, this is definitely the hardest part for most people. What on earth do we do with the sentimental stuff? The old varsity sports trophies, those massive photo albums, the nostalgic gifts from childhood? It feels pretty cold, maybe even a little heartless, to just dump those in the trash. But clinging to them is anchoring you down with so much physical baggage. You're not living in the present anymore. You're basically running a full-time museum of your own past.
The perfect modern workaround for this is just digitizing those memories straight to the cloud. Snap a really high-quality photo of the item, upload it to a safe folder, and then let the physical object go. By doing this, you're locking in the warmth and the emotion of that memory without letting the physical mass of the object weigh you down. You keep the feeling, but you free up the square footage. It's a total win-win.
And finally, Section 5, focus on the future.
This is the big mindset shift we've been building towards. If you look at truly successful people, I'm talking absolute American legends like Tom Brady or Michael Jordan, they don't spend their afternoons sitting around looking backward at their high school glory days, right? They aren't staring at their old trophies. Their eyes are laser-focused on executing their vision for the future. And when you clear your physical space, your mental vision gets crystal clear right along with it. You finally stop looking in the rearview mirror.
Because honestly, that brings us to the core message of this entire explainer. Decluttering forces you to stop looking backward at the past and start looking forward to the future. So I'll leave you with this question. What massive achievement in your life is currently being blocked by all that physical mess? Clear your space and you pave the way for your future. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and help us build the hype. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.